Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Rafael's Insights. Welcome. It's been a while. A lot was going on in my life, so I decided to stop doing these videos. I am back, and I'm back permanently. Make sure you guys tune into my show, Rafael's Insights show, every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And for Cheeseman, predictions, and Ask Rafael's Insights. If you guys have been missing Ask Rafael's Insights, that's where I'm doing them right now. And also on my other platforms. But for YouTube, on my show. So you have to watch the whole show. At the end, I'll do Ask Rafael's Insights. Also, I did open the readings for the month of October. You can find it in the link in the description below. And you'll find all the links to all my profiles, to all my social medias, my Instagram. If you haven't followed my new Instagram, it's Rafael's Insights 123. And that is the only Instagram that I have. The other one I deleted it, so make sure you guys go and follow it. And also, if you want to listen to me sing, because I have been taking vocal lessons, go to Rafael Sings 555 on TikTok. Anyways, let's get started. This video is going to be on the month of October. How's October going to be? It already started. Today's the 1st. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. Today's the 1st. It already started very aggressive. So just expect another intense month. But let's get started. Let's see what the month of October has to offer. And let's go ahead and see. The month of October is dominated by the card of the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, this is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I made a Yu-Gi-Oh card tarot deck, and that's what I'm working with. We have the card of the Wheel of Fortune, the Moon, the Death card. You're going to like my Death card. It's a very interesting card. Sass. Anyways, the card of the Wheel of Fortune is going to be dominating the entire month of October. The Wheel of Fortune is a radical energy. It's an energy of ups and downs. It's an energy of war. Why? On the very first day of October, are we already seeing an elevation of tensions with countries, especially with Iran and Israel? Because today's the 1st, and the 1st landed on a very interesting energy. One, it's the 1st. Every Tuesday, which is the energy in Spanish, Martes, which is the energy of Mars, which is the energy of war, that's the energy that's going to dominate the entire month. Aside from that, we also have the 2 moons. Those 2 moons that are presenting themselves and that attach itself to the earth is going to move a lot of energies. If you find yourself feeling very sensitive, emotional, angry, frustrated, and you don't know why, it's because of the moon. The moon's going to move energies in terms of earthquakes, in terms of volcanic eruptions, in terms of wars, in terms of anger, in terms of violence. That's why the card of the Wheel of Fortune dominates. It's going to be a month of ups and downs in all aspects. The card of the World is going to be the card that dominates as well in the month of October. The energy of wars. We already see that Iran is attacking Israel in a very major way. With the card of the World, it also tells me that tensions is going to be rising. It's going to be a month of tensions, of new wars. I have a vision of a new war starting. But I also see tensions rising between North Korea, South Korea, between Israel and Hamas. Because Israel, with this attack, Israel is going to want to end things very quickly with Hamas. Or going to want to take out their anger towards Hamas. So for those who are Palestinians, those who are for the end of this war, I do see visions of things elevating, of Israel wanting to bomb with like a major missile, a major bomb towards Hamas. In terms of will Israel attack Iran? Yes. The tensions between Iran and Israel, they're going to continue to rise. I also see tensions between China and Taiwan, and let's not leave behind Russia and Ukraine. Definitely it's going to be a month of tensions, and tensions are going to be elevating. Like I said, in terms of Iran and Israel, that's going to escalate. It's not, I don't see it de-escalating, I see it escalating. And I see a vision of a new war. I see another sickness move. First of all, let's talk about the cold. The cold is coming in very strong. The cold is coming in so strong as if like we've never seen it before. I see that summer is going to continue. Very extremely hot, and the cold is going to. It's basically what I see in my vision is I see it going from hot to cold in like in an instant. There's not going to be like an in between. It's not going to be like summer, fall, and then winter. To me, it looks like we go straight from like summer to winter. Definitely, climate is changing. That's why, in terms of people who don't believe in climate change, it's scary because we're going to continue to experience what just happened with Florida, with that Hurricane Helene, um, with what happened. That is climate change, and the more you deny it, the more you're going to see it. Very scary to support people who are against climate change and don't believe it, because we're seeing that outcome every single month. We're seeing the aggressive changes in climate every single year. And in terms of the cold, there's no there it's not going to be left behind. We're going to go from summer to winter almost in an instant. Almost historically, the cold is going to be historical once again, breaking records, snowstorms breaking records than last year. And that's going to be the constant what do you call it, the constant normal. We break records next year in terms of the heat. We break records next year in terms of the winter, the cold, the snowstorms. That cannot be our new normal, because we're going to end up in a very terrible situation. Definitely in terms of the cold, very radical. Be prepared for the cold. Just like I always tell you guys, be prepared for the hurricanes. Be prepared for anything. We're living historical times. We've been chosen to live historical times, and I mean, we've seen history completely. We see is more of like not history completely repeating itself, but more of like historical moments. We continue to live historical moments, things that people haven't experienced before. So we definitely want to be ready for the cold. We definitely want to be ready for what the cold is going to bring as well. By the way, is also sickness. I see another sickness coming out of Africa or coming out of Asia, because I see either another variant that's going to be very strong in terms of COVID, or another sickness that's going to attack you specifically in your throat, specifically in your throat, like a throat infection or like a major infection. So definitely we want to be prepared. We want to raise our immune system. So be prepared in terms of taking stuff that would raise your immune system. Be prepared for the cold. The cold's going to break records. There's going to be historical snowstorms. When in the winter is going to come almost like in an instant. It's going to go from summer to winter, because I still see the heat continues. I still see summer continues. I still see heat waves continue. And when we shift, it's going to be like a major shift, radical shift from summer to winter. I had already told you guys that I saw that that the sun is going to continue warm. It's going to continue hot all the way till after September. What did I? September 22nd, and then I still saw that it could last after September 22nd, and it's going to continue. I still see another heat wave, and I see a solar flare that's going to heat up temperatures. So we are not done with summer just yet, or we're not done with the heat waves just yet. It's going to be strange because I see it going cold and going hot at the same time. In other words, definitely it's going to continue warm still. It's going to continue hot still. We're going to have days where it's cold, days where it's warm and or hot. And with the card of the sun, I also see fires for the United States. So the fires, we're not completely done with fires. So be prepared in terms of having emergency kits. Everything is just too radical right now. I would say we need to be prepared for anything. Jimmy Carter. Definitely I have a vision, because I had already predicted that he was going to pass. He hasn't passed yet. Most likely it's because of things that because God is always going to charge you your karmas before you leave. I don't know if you've ever seen people who are suffering in their deathbed, or they're suffering at the last moments of their life, and it just seems like they will not be taken to the other side. He has his stuff he needs to pay for in terms of karmic, but in terms of Jimmy Carter, I have a beautiful vision. I see that his wife is actually going to come and pick him up. So I do see him passing soon, and I also see that he is going to be passing closer to the date that his wife passed. This second moon, not only is it going to affect people in terms of emotionally, also mentally, meaning it's going to be aggressive and violent these next 2 months. October and November is going to be very aggressive and violent. In terms of school shootings, I see a vision of another school shooting in the United States in a high school or a, yeah, I see more like a high school or a school shooting in the United States. Say a prayer. Unfortunately, all we can do is pray so that these people can continue getting caught. Just like how I told you guys. I told you guys that I saw a vision of another school shooting after the one that just happened last month, and there was a bunch of school shootings that were thwarted. Though that's due to prayer. We need to pray so that our kids can be protected, so that these people can be getting caught instead of letting them get to the point where they actually do it. Prayer, God is the only one that can stop that. The Menendez brothers, I do see that they're going to be released from jail. I do see that they're going to be released from jail because of all these new things that are coming up. Yes, I do see that they did get abused by the father. No, I don't see that the reason they unalived the parents was because of the abuse. It was because of money. And three, are they going to get released from jail? Yes, but I see them older, so it might not be right now. It might be later on in the future. And I haven't told you guys that I see Ricky Martin being involved with another lawsuit. This could be the reason why. This could be the vision as to why he's going to be involved, because there's a rumor saying that he was abused by the Menendez brothers' dad as well. Obviously, we know that one of the Menudo, one of the people that were part of Menudo has come forward saying that the Menendez brothers' dad abused him. So it's very sad. It's a very sad situation, but I do see that they're going to be released from jail. But I see them older because I see them like they have a beard and like an old man. I would say kind of like when they release them just so they can live their last days outside of jail. King Charles. I see the death of King Charles. I see that even though it looks like he's getting better, I see that the cancer is going to consume him. It's going to he's going to be struggling in terms of getting better. I actually see him in a hospital, not just receiving treatment because of some sort of complication of his health. And in terms of Kate Middleton, she's having complications with her health as well, but I do see that she's going to be receiving like a major surgery that's going to help her recover from the cancer. I'm not saying that it can't come back and be more aggressive, but in terms of passing away, I see King Charles passing away. Earthquakes. Definitely, I do see more earthquakes in the month of October and a lot of movement. The moons are going to move. With one moon can raise, elevate the ocean, the waves, and cause us to feel a certain way and move all these energies. A second moon is going to cause even more of an aggressive movement. So I definitely see more micro seismic activity, and I do see strong earthquakes in October as well. In terms of the strongest ones, the United States, California, the United States, 5.4 between 5.4 to 6.1. In Latin America, Mexico, 5.5 to 6.1. In Japan, 6.2, 7.6. Japan, Asia. So Japan, China, Taiwan, 6.2, between 6.2 to 7.6. The mega earthquake, I see it, that my vision shows me that it's going to happen in Asia in November. So I do recommend you guys to be prepared for any sort of situation. For Mexico, I see a lot of positive changes coming to Mexico. Now that you're going to have your new female president, she's going to bring more stability, more peace, and mainly more stability. I see positive changes for Mexico, more safety as well in terms of violence in Mexico as well. In terms of earthquakes for the United States, speaking of mega earthquakes, for the United States, I see a very strong earthquake that I urge everybody to be prepared. There's somebody who's been preaching to flee California. But honestly, if we think about it, if we would have flee California and gone to Florida, gone to Georgia, gone to North Carolina or the Carolinas, who's to say that that natural disaster wouldn't have gotten us? What we need to do is pray and put ourselves in the hands of God and have faith that we're going to be okay and be prepared, because I do see a major earthquake, bigger, between the 7s to the 8s, similar to the one in 1994 or 1989 in the United States. Be prepared. I see it for next year. I don't see it this year. I see it for next year. Who's going to win the presidential elections? Definitely, I have one more time to predict. So if you guys are my followers, make sure you guys stay tuned, because I might predict one more time. If I don't predict one more time for the elections, then I didn't feel like there was a shift. But who's going to win for the presidential elections? I see that we're very close to getting our first female president. We're chosen to live historical moments, and I believe that we're also chosen to live the historical moment of the first female president. So I do see that Kamala is going to win the presidential elections. Now, what I would say is that we also need to put in the work, the effort to make this happen, because even though that vision is coming in, anything could still happen, things can still shift, and if we don't put our part in terms of making sure that our voter registration is up to date, that we are going to be able to vote, and that nothing changed, nothing sneaky changed, or for us to make sure we know the rules and changes that are happening radically, because there are changes happening radically, then that's what we can do. Make sure you guys check every day your voter registration, or at least once a week, and check your deadlines, just to make sure that you didn't miss a deadline. Other than that, I do see that Kamala is going to be the president of the United States. And aside from that, actually, I have another prediction. I still see more attempts against either Kamala or Trump or their organization. So definitely, I still see another attempt, assassination attempts. I still see also more hurricanes. Be prepared, because I still see another hurricane category 4 to 5, and I also see another hurricane category 2 to 3, either in the Atlantic or the Gulf. So definitely, we want to continue to be prepared. In terms of climate has changed, hurricanes are forming so fast that it's incredible how fast. I already told you guys, I see that there's so much, the climate change is changing so radically that we don't even know what to expect. I see an actual tornado in California that we're going to be experiencing in the next few years. I see that hurricanes are going to not only start preparing or reaching intense categories in such little time, we're also going to see hurricanes passing category 5. So it's kind of scary. We want to be prepared, and that's why I said it's very scary to support somebody who doesn't believe in climate change, because we are living the climate change ourselves every single year. I hope you guys enjoyed this predictions for my first day back. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to do this for you guys. I'm only going to be doing these videos like once a month, like the first few days of or the first of the month, or the first few days of the month, where I give you guys all my predictions. The next place you guys can catch me are my lives, Rafael's Insights show, where, like I said, I do Ask Rafael's Insights. The categories go like this: Cheeseman, gossip, predictions, and Ask Rafael's Insights. Every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And for my private readings, you can find them in the description below, and all my social medias as well. I love you guys, and it's always a pleasure. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.